Selective mutism is caused by having a lack of intent on speaking in a particular situation. So, for example, if a fear just encompasses your entire mind, if it just preoccupies your brain, then you will stop having the intentionality on speaking. So you go from a state of having the intent on speaking to the lack of intent on speaking. Okay, whereas with stuttering, that's actually much different, since fear itself, if it's there or not, the intent on speaking is actually there the entire time. You're trying to think about actually saying the word out loud. So that's why stuttering and selective mutism is actually very different. Now, selective mutism, the way to stop it is, you obviously know that you have to have the intentionality on speaking, right? And since you lack the intent on speaking, then you have to stop the fear itself. The fear is the direct cause of selective mutism. Okay, fear is not the cause of stuttering. However, fear is the cause of selective mutism. So you need to be able to get the intentionality back. Now, a great example of selective mutism is as follows. If I'm inside of a voice chat on Discord, for example, and I'm speaking to multiple people, and then someone else is speaking for a very long time, and then I sort of have the idea to interrupt them, now, that is able to cause a mental state of selective mutism, since I kind of lack the intentionality on actually speaking. Or if I am the one who's actually speaking, and then I have a random thought inside of my head of, well, actually, the things I'm saying are actually not found to be interesting by the listeners, right? Well, that alone is able to sort of overwhelm the mind, and that is able to make you actually stop speaking and experience selective mutism. So that's why you have to stop the fear itself that is happening if you are interested in stopping selective mutism. That is how to do it. So, for example, if I have a fear of people being disinterested in things I'm saying, well, then at that point, I just have to have exposure therapy and intentionally think that there are going to be people out there who find the things I'm saying boring or disinteresting, right? And that is what exposure therapy is. I just expose myself. I just change the prediction mechanism inside of my brain to, kind of understand that there are going to be people out there who actually see these things as rather boring, and that's completely fine. Right? Or sometimes I may have to interrupt someone if they're speaking for too long, and if somebody else wants their turn, then I may have to interrupt someone. So that is the whole point. That is how to stop selective mutism, okay? Stop the fear itself. There are many ways on how to stop fear, luckily, okay? And I think exposure therapy is one effective way on how to do it. Now, obviously, there are going to be more ways, I guess like more impractical ways, for example, such as drinking alcohol, right? But that's not something I would recommend at all, okay? So I'm not saying that exposure therapy is the one single only way of how to stop anxiety. Obviously, it's not. And there's many other ways on doing it. If it's avoidance behaviors, right, which is actually a really good thing, right? Avoiding negative outcomes. I know a lot of people out there say avoidance is a bad thing, but if I'm inside of a car driving on the highway and then the car in front of me stops, chances are I want to avoid the car accident, so I will stop too. Okay, instead of simply doing acceptance and just like ram it into a car, and then I have to accept that, I have to pay something, right? So acceptance is only going to work in certain situations, and then avoidance will work very effectively in most situations. So yeah, this is ultimately how to beat selective mutism. You have to stop the fear itself. The fear is the cause of selective mutism. Fear is not the cause of stuttering. Fear is only able to exacerbate stuttering. Okay, so you have to understand that these are two different speech disorders I'm talking about right now. And that is all there is to this video. I hope that you enjoy, and please leave a like and leave a comment if you are interested in more content.